Okay, so now we're looking at another polynomial theorems video. In this one, we are basically given a polynomial p of x in that form there. And the first part is to state the remainder when p of x is divided by x plus 1. Well, we know based on the remainder theorem that the p of negative 1, or substituting x equals negative 1 into the equation, will give us our remainder when it is divided by that. So in doing so, it can be observed that x plus 1 goes to 0 because we have x plus 1 in our polynomial here. So this entire term goes to 0 when we put in negative 1 and we find the p of negative 1. So in finding the remainder, because again, what we know is that we know that essentially it's just a matter of substituting it in. When we find the p of negative 1, it's simply putting it into 2x plus b term, and we get b take 2 out as a result, because we have 2 lots negative 1 plus b. Now suppose that x take 2 is a factor of p of x, and the remainder when p of x is divided by x plus 1 is free. Find the values of a and b. Well, we know the p of negative 1 from before. We found it to be b take 2 by just using the remainder theorem and substituting in the p of negative 1 because we know it's divided by x plus 1. So again, we change the sign of the constant. I just erased part of the word there, but that doesn't matter. So we know b equals 5 because b take 2 equals 3. We simply set the p of negative 1 equal to 3 equal to the remainder, and from there b equals 5. Now we know that p of 2 is going to be equal 0 because x take 2 is a factor. Because it's a factor, we have no remainder. So we need to substitute in 2 into every x in this expression here, which is what I did. I put in a 2. That kind of looks a bit like a z, but it's actually 2. And then what I did was I simplified. Again, I plugged it into every term. 2's in every term. Move that positive 9 to the other side, negative 9. And I got a equals negative 2. So there's just a quick video on how to use polynomial theorems. Hopefully this question made a bit of sense. Just logic and straightforward. Hopefully you know what the factor theorem is and the also the other theorem, the remainder theorem. I had a video on that as well, so check that out if you don't know it. But there's just another example, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.